Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So Tottenham Hotspurs had a plan, and I said this on my match reaction. If you remember, Tottenham Hotspurs had a plan against Liverpool, and I have to tell you the truth, it was a successful plan in the beginning, but Liverpool are just a different team at the moment. They're just a different animal, hence why my title, it might sound maybe I have so much ego, but no, it's not about that. It's just actually trusting what the manager is doing. It's actually the confidence that this team is able to give the teams in terms of their performing. So if you're interested to find out what happened and what changes that Arne Slot made to Liverpool is some tricks to make them actually very dangerous against Tottenham Hotspurs, you are in the right place. These are what we learned between Tottenham Hotspurs, Liverpool 4, Tottenham Hotspurs 0. Like the video and subscribe to the content. Let's get into the video. So, like I'm saying, Tottenham Hotspurs had a plan. First of the thing and I have to respect this because this is not the type of a game, that type of a plan that Ange Postecoglou actually plays. And the reason why I'm saying that is because usually he is a guy who wants to just go attack. And he did that in the game in the very end when he noticed that, okay, there's really nothing to protect. But he actually decided to come up with a plan of defending. And whether you are going to appreciate it or not as a Tottenham Hotspurs because you are fan, is because you are just said that you have lost or something like that, you actually have to give some credit to Ange Postecoglou for actually thinking of defending, because it's never in his DNA, it's never in his psychic, but he tried it. What was he trying to do? If you watch the Nottingham Forest game, the midfielders were the first line of defense before we even reached to the defenders. The midfielders were the first line of defense, and usually the defenders were playing as sweeper defenders. Somebody like Milo, and he, by the way, he's really good at doing that. Did that mostly to kick the balls away, to pass them elsewhere, to challenge those one-on-one penetrating passes and stuff. So what were they doing? They had created what we call a mid block. In mid block, when we talk of a mid block, we are talking about the defenders of the team actually playing as the defenders. It's something that we have seen Arsenal do most of the times. They did it, I think, against Tottenham Hotspurs as well as against Liverpool. Whenever you see Tottenham Hotspurs playing Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, as well as this guy that they bought from Real Sociedad. What is his name? I forgot his name. The guy that they bought from Real Sociedad. Whenever they are in the same pitch together, or maybe in Jorginho, him, maybe Thomas Partey at that point will be playing a right back. Understand that they're trying to strengthen what they call the mid block. It means they will not be trusting themselves to win against the team that they're playing with, but they know they can stop them from doing what we call their strongest strength. But the difference between Tottenham Hotspurs and Liverpool and the Arsenal is in terms of the four backs. Arsenal have really improved a lot in their fullbacks, but that's not the same point with Tottenham Hotspurs. Okay, on the side of Jack Spence, they were strong. They stopped everything. But one thing we have to talk about, Archie Gray is a good kid. He's a good player. He's being played every position. So Liverpool took advantage of the fact that they are not really playing at the specialist of those positions in Archie Gray, as well as, Spence, of course, he was playing his right position, but also took advantages of the defenders. So the purpose of putting Darwin Núñez, of course, it was a good idea, and I knew that he was never going to change that until the game was actually morely on the side of Liverpool. But he tried everything he could do, honestly, to penetrate from the mid. Gravenberch was not having the time of his life. It was difficult for him to get spaces, also to go in and try to help the team as they were attacking. So what did Ancelotti came to the idea of? He started telling the goalkeeper to take advantages of the four backs. He started using Bradley and started using Robertson. One thing that you have to understand about Bradley and Robertson, even though Robertson is old, they have speed for days. These guys can run from any point of view, just going anywhere for fun. They can run and they are good at it. That's what one of their strengths are in football. And that's exactly the mission that he did. And in doing that, he started forcing Tottenham Hotspurs to spread on those wing back sides. It was forcing the likes of Richarlison. That's where the injuries of Richarlison came from. Because when he was running to Bradley, Bradley was putting back the ball back to Konza. If not to Konza, to Salah. If not to Konza, to Salah, back in the midfield where Gravenberch was. Because he knows that if the boys on the Bradley side, one of the midfielders is going to try to go and try to stop Salah. And that leaving spaces for what? For me to do what I can do. And also remembering that the ball can go to either Konate or Van Dijk, the guys who are very good at hitting the long balls to spread the ball and pass the ball from the side of Salah to Cody Gakpo's side. It forced Tottenham to be double-minded, which was spreading that midfield and destroying that mid block and allowing the likes of Soboslai, the likes of Curtis Jones, the likes of actually Gravenberch to enjoy in terms of passing the balls and doing what they were doing in the midfield. And in that case, that's what led to that pass that Salah received from one of the Liverpool's midfielders when they tried to go there. Salah hit an amazing pass which went straight forward and it went in the legs of Cody Gakpo. I'm telling you, if that goal had not gone in from Cody Gakpo, Tottenham Hotspurs were going to try to continue playing the way they were playing. They were going to try to continue hurting Liverpool the way they were doing in using that mid block as well as hitting them on the counter-attack. When that goal went in, that means that the plan had to change. Now they had to think of attacking. That was never in their mind that they were going to play this game in attacking because they had that one goal lead advantage. And in going in that position now, it created so much havoc because remember, Tottenham Hotspur's team was designed to defend. It was designed to defend. So now trying to spread in attack, those guys can do Besuma and Izosa, but they cannot do so well as in, for example, a Bergwan, as example, as a Pedro Porro in the game, helping playing on the right side and using his pace to take advantage of the spaces opened up by Liverpool whenever they're in defense. And that's why he ended up making those changes of actually introducing Bergwan in the midfield as well as introducing the guy who came in the midfield. I'm trying to remember his name. Let me check from here because I have it open here. Introducing Pedro Porro. And now in doing that, remember, he did not take out Archie Gray. He just moved Gray to Jeb Spence's side. And they tried to play Jeb Spence as a midfielder and that Besuma role, which was interesting, by the way, because he had seen that let's talk about Jeb Spence. Jeb Spence was playing an interesting, unique role, a role of making sure that he shuts up shop against Salah. And doing that in shutting up shop, he was also trying to create something going forward. It worked for a while until the goal came in, and now it was him thinking of how can I take advantages, because as much as Jeff Spurs was doing well defensively, he also wanted to see his attacking strength being used going forward. But the problem, Ryan Gravenberch was playing very, very close to Connor Bradley. Playing next to Connor Bradley, it was also an opportunity to help Konate to be protected. So it was like, let me try to utilize that and use it on the side where Robertson play so that he can cause chaos, because now it was Curtis Jones and Robertson on that other side. But as the game continues, McAllister came into the picture, and McAllister thrives in those battles, thrives in causing chaos. But also in doing that, it also eliminated the defensive threat that Tottenham Hotspurs were offering, which gave so much space to Salah, and hence why so many chances were created to cause chaos. The one moment the game felt like it was only being played on the Salah corner. It's because Liverpool were taking advantages of the spaces and the mistakes that Tottenham Hotspurs had made to allow that side to actually thrive as they go forward. So it was a good plan, to be honest, but it just changed because of how that Cody Gakpo goal. Cody Gakpo goal was the catalyst to a lot of things. Liverpool had so many chances. They hit the post how many times? Countless times. But it was also caused by what had happened. I'm going to make some special shouts as well for Liverpool in terms of how I felt like these guys were the catalyst of the game. Firstly, I'll talk about Connor Bradley. His speed, what he was offering going forward, and how he actually, I think he left with an assist in the game, made a huge difference in helping Liverpool actually going forward. But not only doing that, but also his attacking threats in his defensive threats was also what kept Son at bay. It kept Son at bay, but of course the Gravenberg was there. Son and the Spence were gonna be a problem to anyone. This was something I think Tottenham learned from what United did against Trent Alexander-Arnold, using Dalot and Bruno Fernandes to take advantage of the space. But this was different because this was Conor Bradley. He thrives in those defensive action, and that's what made the game really, really different from what it was going to be. Then also the other guy that I need to put some respect on is Dominic Soboslai. One thing that always happens is this kid doesn't usually get the respect he deserves, what he actually does in the all game, but the way he was bossing that midfield, he actually scored the goal, which was disallowed for offside. But also not only doing that, there is something that has changed in his game, and I'm really giving that thanks to Arne Slot, how he's, changing his game. Remember, Dominic Soboslai used to play as number 8. His position was number 8. Now he's going on the deep end, playing as a number 10, making sure that he defends and attack. He becomes the first line after the center back, outside the center forward in defense and attack. It's never going to be an easy thing, but yet he's thriving in it. He's making sure that he does that. And he's now creating problems for the teams in going forward in attacking. And that's one thing that we saw in abandon the way the game was going. And as well as we'll talk about the likes of Salah, Cody Gakpo, still being the fisherman, still being the problem causer, still being the guy who creates. When Jeff Spence went on that right midfield, he was going back to defend and help out the likes of, for that time it was still Curtis Jones and Robertson. That's how disciplined this Liverpool team is. That's how good they are whenever they're in those positions. And they are doing it to the level best. As much as people are going to complain about the type of play that Kyle Jones plays and going back and what, but in terms of his defensive discipline and his ball carrying abilities, it was to perfection, because it helped the Liverpool to take advantages and creating spaces for the likes of Soboslai, for the likes of Salah to take advantage of. It was because of how he was holding the ball. And I saw that the same thing was also what Gravenberg was doing, holding the ball and releasing it on the important times. And that's what changed the game. We already know what the defense of Liverpool does. Liverpool, Van Dijk, as well as Konate, they are good at what they do. Also, Andy Robertson, he has gotten so much criticism in terms of how his game has been played, but today he was key. He was key in almost everything going forward, almost everything in creating something. And that, for me, is what made the difference between the Liverpool winning against Tottenham Hotspurs and as well as them not actually being disturbed and losing to the low block. But, Cody Gakpo is the man who made the difference, and it took all the game plan that Tottenham Hotspurs had out of the window. The rest is history. 4 goals. I'm not even surprised. I think one thing that I can even tell you which was different, Liverpool did not sit on their morals after beating this team so many goals. They still maintain defensively, and Tottenham Hotspurs, even though when they went back into what they're used to in attacking, they just could not get the space to actually cause problems to Liverpool. That tells you why people and why maybe we believe that this team is special. They can do so much. They can be stopped because they're offering so many answers in so many problems that people are not even thinking of or paying attention to. But we can see how important and how skilled it's helping the team to be perfect. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Connect. Let me know what your thoughts were watching this game. Who surprised you the most? Who gave you the best in terms of how the game was played? And what are you expecting to see as we go forward? This is Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspurs, and yeah, 4 goals. It was not a joke. And that's what I think I've learned from this game. There's more that I can talk about, but you have to tell me if you want me to do that in the comment section, because talking Liverpool day in and out, it's something of my specialty. I enjoy this. I enjoy this because firstly, they actually give me something to talk about. And secondly, it's my team. Like David, subscribe to the Connect. I'll see you in another one. We're out. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect.